Howdy, 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 my beautiful Sagittarius. How are you doing, darling? My name is SimplyVelca, and today I'm going to be getting into your weekly tarot reading for January 2022, Sagittarius. So if you enjoy this tarot reading today, let me know in the comments below which tarot cards resonate and how they do, Sagittarius, because that's how I keep up with y'all, is through the comments, as well as if you enjoy this tarot reading today, or you just enjoy my vibe, darling, right? I'm not picky, honey. I would appreciate it if you were to give this video a like and subscribe, Sagittarius, because it helps me out more than you ever possibly could know. Be sure, Sagittarius, to look up at your sun, moon, rising, and Venus sign to get the full spectrum of what's going down for you and your personal life, Sagittarius, as well as be looking for the code word that's going to be popping up somewhere in this video, darling, to be entered into a chance to win a free tarot reading by me. All you have to do is write the secret code word down in the comments below, darling. All right, so let's jump right into your tarot reading today, Sagittarius. All right, we are starting out your energy with the Hanged Man. Every single fire sign this week has started out with a major arcana coming in here. So you guys, Sagittarius, I almost feel as if this is similar to maybe your last week's reading, because I feel maybe it's a different zodiac sign, but this is like a change of heart here. I feel as if you guys went into 2022 with a new realization, right? You know that joke everyone says, it's like, oh, new year, new me. But I feel like really for you, Sagittarius, that's kind of what it is that you're encapsulating, is like new year, new Sagittarius here. It's almost as if you guys, now this is where I get a little bit spiritual, honey, so if you don't incline to it, then I'm sorry, not sorry. But I feel as if some of you guys have definitely received some spiritual downloads, I always like to call it, about it's some insight about your purpose, your life's purpose, some insight about maybe even some people in your life, Sagittarius. Maybe you are waking up to certain people in your life in terms of like who is like really like a match for you, or waking up to realizing who you need to let go of, right? Obviously we don't know quite yet, but you guys are getting this grand sense of awareness, I feel. Page of Wands comes in after the fact here. So with this new sense of awareness, Sagittarius, that's really where like a whole new journey starts for you guys. So whatever spiritual downloads that y'all have received, Sagittarius, it really, I feel as if, is jumpstarting this new journey for you. Some of y'all definitely went through some type of spiritual awakening, Sagittarius, that now has given you this guidance of being like knowing what your soul's purpose is, Sagittarius, in terms of like what you need to be doing for your life, darling. It's almost like with this new sense of awareness, that's now it starts like this domino effect in your life. That's now for you, a movement starts happening. I'm seeing the Chariot energy coming in here, and I know that's the Cancer card, but I always associate Chariot energy personally with Sagittarians. And then we have the Tower card coming in here. Very interesting. I mean, this doesn't surprise me, Sagittarius, but it's like with this new mindset, with this new perspective that you guys have been given, that you have started 2022 off with, Sagittarius, y'all really are doing away with certain things in your life. It's almost as if you're realizing, Sagittarius, like what is no longer of service for you in your life, or what hasn't been like, it's almost like y'all have realized what you need to be working on, really. And so y'all are cutting away at things that just are no longer sinking energy into things that just aren't of your purpose anymore. Page of Swords comes in here, as well as the back of the deck energy, Sagittarius. So I feel as if for y'all, this has been like a buildup for y'all, I feel, actually, Sagittarius. This has been a buildup. Y'all have been kind of self-aware about this, but something either, whether it's spiritually or whether something actually has happened that has given you this wake-up call where you're just like, oh, like it's time for me to change, or time for something needing to change, Sagittarius. To clarify this row here, we have the Hierophant coming in here. So definitely something has changed in terms of what it is that you are committing to. Many of you, Sagittarius, it's almost like you woke up to someone in your life, and if you want to go into that narrative, you woke up to realizing someone just that you thought was like meant to be like part of your forever isn't actually part of your forever. Someone that you thought was perhaps like a soulmate in your life, Sagittarius, or some deep connection here. Maybe you're realizing it being like, it's not the same thing. Or we could take it on the flip side, where it's just like someone that you kept watch of because of that Page of Swords energy here. You are realizing that something that has like piqued your interest, or something that has consistently shown up in your life. Maybe there's been like this pattern of like a certain place in the world that you live in, Sagittarius, that has been popping up constantly for you from like social media, videos that you watch on YouTube, honey. Maybe even other tarot readers have said it as well. You've been receiving the same signs over and over and over again. So your awareness has been of it, right? But perhaps like none of like you've been shown all these puzzle pieces, but it wasn't making sense and it wasn't clicking for you, Sagittarius, until this hanged man experience happened. So let me know what happened in the comments below. What gave you this hanged man experience, Sagittarius? I'm very curious about it. And like, what does this involve, darling, right? Obviously you don't have to share it, Sagittarius, if you don't want to, darling, right? But because that is your business, that is your tea, darling. But I am very curious about like what's going down for you, Sagittarius. Starting out your second row here, we have the Three of Wands coming in here. So you have been, and this is under your Hanged Man. So you already have been receiving, like that's the thing. I keep on feeling like you guys have been consistently, Sagittarius, seeing the signs of this. Like I don't feel like this is catching you by surprise. Like you guys have been constantly receiving the puzzle pieces and you're just like, all right, like I'll make a note of this. We'll put a pin on this, right? You knew that it wasn't, at the current point in time, it wasn't making sense why you kept on seeing those signs. But you kept a note of it, being like, okay, like this is important. Like you were self-aware enough to know that it was important. And so you guys are receiving this final puzzle piece that makes everything come together and click for you, being like, oh, okay, that's why, right? Some of y'all are putting together the dots with certain individuals in your life, and the results are whatever it is for you, Sagittarius, whether it's something of like a negative narrative or a positive narrative, right? For many of you guys, Sagittarius, unfortunately, this Five of Swords, the heart of the energy, as well as under your Page of Wands, unfortunately, for many of you guys were putting together the dots of some type of toxic cycle in your life, some type of toxic person that really was just, I mean, in the case of just the Five of Swords in of itself, darling, it's kind of like someone being shady, you know, very much so backstabbing energy here. But I don't feel like it's necessarily the case entirely, Sagittarius. I feel like for you guys were just becoming more and more self-aware of the red flags here, and you were just like, oh, well, maybe they don't know better, right? But then there's just like maybe this final breaking point for you where you're just like, okay, now it's not worth it, right? Ace of Pentacles. Now this is under your, what was this first card? The Tower energy. All right. So it's very interesting here. I don't know if you guys are necessarily like moving on here, Sagittarius, because so far we haven't received any cards of movement. It's almost as if like you are becoming, like you got the affirmation of something that needed to change, but I feel as if this energy here that needed to change, it's kind of like conclusive with the rest of your life, if that makes sense here. Well, Death card coming in here in the back of the deck, I kind of I guess now this makes a lot more sense and kind of backtrack what I was going to say. So some of you guys are quite literally cutting off cycles. This is where my own projections come in, right? Because I'm an optimistic person. I don't like just going into negative drama narratives, even though they might be fun to like gossip about, right? But unfortunately, it does seem to be the case for many of you guys, Sagittarius, where it's just like you are cutting off from things that with this new mindset, you're just like, oh, like realizing what it is that you need to change in your life to bring forth further abundance in your life with that Ace of Pentacles here. So Sagittarius, you know, I'm happy for you guys truly, but it like bums me out that, you know, that like I really, as y'all probably could tell, like I really want this energy to be able to flow with you in your life for a long time here. But it seems to be like for many of you guys, the right answer for y'all, Sagittarius, is truly just cutting off this energy. Let's clarify this row here. We have here the Lovers card coming in here. So unfortunately, we have the Hierophant energy. In the first clarifier, the first row. Now we pull the Lovers card, the Hierophant energy. Some of y'all are waking up to some type of relationship, some type of marriage in your life, maybe family for some of you guys, right? Something that you have committed to, right? Definitely a sign of commitment here. Something that you have committed to. You realize that it just isn't giving what it needs to give anymore, and something needs to change. Now, for many of you guys, you're cutting it off entirely, but I still, and maybe again, I acknowledge this is where my own projections could be potentially coming in here, Sagittarius, but I still feel like for some of you guys, you're aware, you're becoming aware, being like, okay, like, you know, this is becoming too much of a habit, we need to make a change here. Like you were aware, being like, okay, like you started noticing the signs with like one person, right? Maybe they were just like, they made it started making it a habit where they weren't being responsive to you, or whatever the narrative is, but they started making it more and more of a pattern, and you're just like, oh, wait a minute, we need to change this up here. And the World card coming in here, Sagittarius, you can tell like how I'm struggling with this, darling, because it's like with this World energy here, it's closures to cycles, darling. Closures to cycles coming in here. You guys, whatever this is, whatever it is that you woke up to and realizing like the problem, the elephant in the room, you may have been starting to be aware of like some type of presence in the room, the elephant starting to form, but now it's like full blown, you can't ignore anymore, and you realize that you don't want to be part of that anymore, I feel, Sagittarius. So it's almost like this sense, and maybe my energy is like, well, no, let me not project what my own personal things onto y'all, Sagittarius, but I feel like for many of you guys, Sagittarius, it's like this sense of being like, hey, like either we need to address this elephant in the room, or we need to part ways. Maybe that's what it is here, because again, like, yes, you have the Death card here, Sagittarius, and then you have the Tower card coming in here, but we haven't pulled any cards directly talking about pain, right? We haven't pulled any cards talking just directly about pain here. So it's like trying to nip something in the butt before it becomes too much of a problem. But again, you know, I am always going to shamelessly let you know where I might be projecting, you know. So let's just get right into your third row now, Sagittarius. All right, let's see what's going down there. Starting it off under your Hanged Man and your Three of Wands here, we have the King of Swords energy coming in here. So you guys have definitely, mindset wise, you guys have definitely woken up to the problem focus, or the problem area. Well, I mean problem focus, the problem area. You guys have woken up to it. You're very receptive of this. So I really want to let you know, Sagittarius, like I feel like this reading is going to just let you know that you're right, and then you're going to be receiving some type of outside affirmation that gives you that Hanged Man moment and being like, oh, okay, I'm right. And you know, so you probably already were receiving signs about this for quite some time, but you never had any like conclusive evidence of it. And so I feel like I need to just say, it's like, yeah, darling Sagittarius, you were right about it. Hermit energy comes in here under your Page of Wands and the Five of Swords coming in here. And so because you were aware about what is right, that you were right in this, then brought forth the soul seeking portion for you, or just like the self-reflection for you, being like, all right, and well, I'm right about this situation. What does this mean for myself now, right? Because for many of you guys, because of this Hierophant energy, Sagittarius, right? Because of this Hierophant energy, because of this Lover's energy, well, darling, now I'm messing up all the cards. Because of these energies which represents this extremely committed energy, Sagittarius, it's not just a simple case where it's just like you can just like walk away from it, right? There's definitely some sense of commitments here. Maybe you live with them, maybe there's some type of reliance here where you realize, being like, okay, this is a problem here, but you can't just directly address the problem head on, perhaps, or like you are aware of the problem, but you have to handle it delicately for whatever the reason is, Sagittarius. All right. And so I do see you guys kind of figuring out what you need to be doing. Nine of Cups coming in here under the Tower card, as well as the Ace of Pentacles coming in here. So overall, you know, Nine of Cups is the card of wish fulfillment for you, Sagittarius, a wish being granted, rather. I feel as if for you guys, Sagittarius, you know, it's going to be working out in your favor, darling. You're going, you know, this whatever way that you're hoping this outcome to be, darling. I feel like, you know, especially like I feel like this other energy here that you're waking up to, it's a malleable enough of an energy where I do feel as if they're going to be able to work with this, right? That's why we haven't gotten anything directly talking about like pain and just, I mean, aside from the Death card, I suppose, darling, right? I feel as if for like you're going to, how you want this situation to play out, even if you're handling this delicately, don't, obviously it's not going to relieve all of your anxiety, Sagittarius, and anxiety don't work like that where you just like tell it to just stop and it just stops, right? But do your best, Sagittarius, and not stressing out too much about this, because about how everything's going to be, because even though there's all these eggshells you have to dance around, I do feel like it's going to work out in your favor here. King of Wands energy here. You are definitely in control of this, Sagittarius. It's like you are able to handle, like you are in control of this situation. You are in control of how, like you are the one that's handling this. Like if this was a chessboard, darling, you are the one that's really controlling this chess game. All right. So the power is in your hands, Sagittarius. Just remember that. All right, darling. And so let's clarify this third row here, Sagittarius. Let's see here. What clarifications can we, girl, can we hold these cards first and foremost? What clarifications can we get for Sagittarius in this third row? Starting this out, we have the Four of Needles, the Four of Swords. This is the Nightmare Before Christmas tarot deck, by the way, for those that are curious, Sagittarius. And the other deck I was just using was the Mystical Manga. Four of Swords coming in here. Meditating and healing is what this card is known for, Sagittarius. So definitely you're having these cards of healing and so it's like, while you might have this spirit of silence, I do feel like for some of you guys, therapy is definitely going to be playing a part in some way, Sagittarius. But this is a nice card to be having, that Four of Swords energy. It's a nice healing energy. You know, there's not going to be, like, again, we're not pulling any painful cards. You know, we still have two more cards to be pulling, Sagittarius, so maybe it's going to change. But Three of Pentacles, yeah, I do feel as if this energy here, Sagittarius, is going to be able to work with you. You know, the conversations might be uncomfortable, it might be rough at first, right? But that's just human nature. That's just what this life is about. It's not, you know, the complexities of it all, like, yeah, whatever. But this is an energy, the Three of Pentacles energy lets you know that this is an energy wanting to work with you. It's not like an energy of wanting to put someone at blame and what have you. All right. And then we have the Two of Presents, Two of Pentacles. So yes, Sagittarius, I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat it and pretend like this is going to be rainbows and sunshine, right? Because I don't see rainbows and sunshine with this, right? Back of the deck is the Ten of Potions, the Ten of Cups, happy family life, fulfillment, and just overall happiness. So yes, Sagittarius, I'm not going to sit here and lie to you, darling, and be like, oh yeah, rainbows and sunshine, y'all are going to work it out, da 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 da. It's going to be easy, honey. It's like, no, darling, it's going to be a journey. All right. But it's going to be a process. But I do see overall long term this working out for the best. All right. And so be patient with this energy, Sagittarius. How you want this situation to be working out, because of that Nine of Cups and then that Ten of Cups, darling, it's going to be working out in your favor. All right. We have the Wombat Spirit. Why did I say that weird? Wombat Spirit coming in here, which is 68, which would be what? So it would be 14 equaling to 5 in numerology, Sagittarius. Write down number 5 in numerology to look that up at a later point. Be at home, Sagittarius. So you're getting another affirming card of where it's like you're getting a lot of cards that really are trying to affirm and bring comfort to your home space, to your stability, to your family life, and what have you. You know, maybe that's where all this anxiety is bubbling up for you, Sagittarius, because you're stressed out about that whole family dynamic, that family life. Everything's going to be okay, Sagittarius, all right? And I know I'm just a human being talking to you through the screen, darling, but I really do feel like everything's going to be okay, all right? And then let's pull your crystal or stone for the week. We have the Watermelon Tourmaline, darling, for you, Sagittarius. Now, I actually just pulled this card, I believe, for an air sign. Maybe it was Libra, or maybe, I forget who it was. It don't matter. Anyways, and this is also 58. So we had the Wombat Spirit 68. This is 58. Watermelon Tourmaline, because a lovely subscriber told me in the comments last week, by the way. Watermelon Tourmaline. Black tourmaline is really good just for warding off negativity. But watermelon tourmaline is kind of like this nice balance where it's just like it soaks up like the dramas, the stressors of life, but it also brings this tender touch as well. And so it just lets you know where it's just like, whatever this energy is about, Sagittarius, it's going to work out. You know, it's going to, you know, all parties involved, I really do feel like they want to make things work out. No one's to blame necessarily. They just want to fix the problem and bring more love into the situation. So yeah, I feel very optimistic, obviously, Sagittarius, for your reading. So I love you so much, darling. If you enjoyed this tarot reading today, let me know in the comments below. Be sure to give this video a like and subscribe. If you want to book a private personal reading with me, remember my website, SimplyVelca. simplyvelca.com. Next to my social medias, TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook, darling. All of that just being Simply Velca, same as here. And yeah, darling, I will be connecting to you, Sagittarius, sometime in the near future. Bye, y'all.